So now in this video we're going to look at the NOT gate. It might also be called an inverter. It takes the signal and inverts the output. A signal at the input, it inverts the output. And so if the input is 1 or high, and it's commonly 5 volts, that's what it's going to be in this video, then the output will be 0, which is low, off, 0 volts right there. If the input is low, off, whatever, 0, then the output will be high, 1, and it'll be 5 volts. So with the two conditions, 0 volts or 5 volts, the output will be the opposite of what we give the input. The input is what we control. So to begin with, we're going to look at a switch version of this, and we have it right there. And so I already have the jumpers. You can see I got this jumper to the negative rail to the top of the switch. This one is one space below. I'm going to take a 220 ohm resistor because we're using 5 volts. That's all we're going to use in this video. If you're using a mechanical switch or a transistor and you use 10 volts, you'll probably want about 750 ohms for this particular circuit. That'll keep the wattage of the resistor below 1/8 of a watt. When we close that switch, we'll have a short circuit around there. And then the integrated circuit that we're using in this video is only rated for 6 volts. So we don't want to raise it to 10 volts in this video. So there we go. We got the resistor there to the positive rail. Now the LED we're going to put in series with the resistor. And so this is actually one node. It's just kind of like one piece of metal going across there, and so the switch does not control that. We'll have current going through here. You'll see that the LED is lit up. Long lead the anode towards positive side, short lead the cathode towards that jumper down there. So we got that jumper there. The output is high right now. The LED is on. I press the switch though, and now the LED is off. So the switch is kind of inverted from how it normally works. Normally you close it to turn the output on, but in this case you actually let go. You open the switch to get the output high. So that's one way that you can invert a signal if you want something to be on, except for brief periods of time where you're pressing a switch or something. You could wire it up like this. And now we're going to look at the transistor version of a NOT gate. So we have a transistor there, and you may be able to visualize this. So the transistor does not conduct unless you have a high signal, 5 volts in this case. And so if it's not conducting, basically it's as if it doesn't exist, and you have current going, in this case through a resistor and then through the load. If you have 5 volts through a resistor, in this case at the base, then the transistor will saturate. It will conduct completely as long as the resistor value is not too high, and then we'll have a direct connection from the output here to the negative rail, because whatever current can get through that resistor will get sucked right to the negative rail. It's like having a connection there. So the output, if you're only dealing with 0 and 5 volts, will be the opposite of the input. So we'll do a demonstration circuit here where we use a couple of LEDs to show that. And there we go. So first off, let's do this LED here. We'll zoom in and get these a little closer together. And so I have the NPN bipolar junction transistor here. It's a 2N3904, flat sides here, so that's the emitter. Middle pin is the base, top pin is the collector. There is a gap there between that jumper and the collector that will fill in with the LED in a little bit. So emitter goes directly to ground, base will get our signal that'll come up. And so we're going to take the LED, and so the collector is going to be more positive than up here. So the long lead, the anode, goes to the collector. The short lead, the cathode, we're going to go to that jumper there. And then we're going to take a 220 ohm resistor because we're only dealing with 5 volts. And so That's going to be the only value resistor that I'm going to use in this video to make it simple. There you can see the output is high, so it's just naturally high. For our signal now, let's zoom back a bit and look at what we got here. So we got 5 volts, as I said before, at the rail, and so I have the switch there, and there's a jumper to the positive rail from the top right there. I'm going to take an LED and keep it in the order that you see on here. So long lead, the anode's going to go up 1 row, short lead, the cathode's going to go down. And so in between the anode and the switch, the other side of the switch from the 5 volt supply, we're going to take a 220 ohm resistor right here. And there we go. So that LED is on, that LED is off until I hit the switch. Now you see that LED is on and that LED is off. So the input is opposite of the output. We have a pretty clear NOT gate right there. So we zoom back. So current naturally flows through the resistor and the LED because the transistor is off while the switch is open. We have 0 volts right there, and or nothing. You need to actually get current flowing through here to turn a transistor on. We press the switch. Now we close that gap. We have a path there, and so current's going there. And of course, a small amount of current from base to emitter. We could use a higher value resistor and omit the LED altogether. But in any case, a small current from base to emitter will quickly saturate the transistor where it conducts fully. We looked at that transistor switches in the last video. And so if it's conducting fully, because we got current flowing through there, the input is high, then the output will be low. It'll be down to the negative rail. And now finally we have an integrated circuit. So this is a hex inverter. There's 6 of them on this integrated circuit. So this is probably by far the best option if you need a bunch of them. But as you can see, it takes up more space than a transistor, so maybe it won't be. Plus, this particular one that I have, I got out of this kit. So before the 74 on here, it also says SN74, so it's the 74HC. It's the high-speed CMOS version right there. And 14 means that it's a hex inverter with Schmitt triggers. So even with digital electronics, which we have here, as I mentioned before, we're dealing with 5 volts and 0 volts. It doesn't always have to be exactly 5 volts or 0 volts. And so the Schmitt trigger also means you have some leeway. To input a high signal, you have to go up to a certain voltage, and then to input a low signal, then you have to go down a bit from where you switch to high before it'll go low. So there's hysteresis. That's what Schmitt trigger means. But that's not important for this video. We have to power this integrated circuit. So pin number, I think that's 7 pins right there. So that's 7 and then 14. And so pin 14 goes to the positive rail, and then pin 7 goes to the negative rail right there. Here is one of the inverters, these 2 pins. That's all we're going to focus on now. We already looked that we had it powered, and we got the power supply to 5 volts because 6 volts is the maximum for this integrated circuit according to the data sheet that I found. We're going to take an LED, put the long lead, the anode, to the output right there. So they indicated the output with Y. Also, that's where the dot is. And so the dot indicates that the output is inverted. Now we put that right there, long lead, the anode over there. And we're going to take a 220 ohm resistor, since we're dealing with 5 volts, and go to the negative rail. And so right now the input's floating, and so we can give it stray signals and stuff. That's actually not a good situation. You want to either give it a solid high or a low. So second pin up here, so that's the A pin right there. So the LED is on kind of a bit right now. So to turn it off, we'll give it a high signal right there. So now the output is off. We got the positive there. The output is negative. So negative on each side of the LED. It is off. So we'll give the input a negative or a low signal right there. Now you can see the output's high. We know that because that resistor is to the negative rail. So we got probably about 5 volts there and then 0 volts over there. Whereas we're given the input 0 volts. And so it is inverted like that. So we got 6 of them. But again, at least with this integrated circuit, the voltage is limited to 6 volts max. So it's really made for 5 volts. So higher voltages, you might need a transistor, or there may be integrated circuits that can work with higher voltage. I have a few types of integrated circuits like this. There's the low power Schottky, and then also the 4000 series integrated circuits. So I may have some that can work with higher voltages, but in any case, we saw it's pretty easy to make one with a transistor. Plus it's good to learn how to make these circuits with switches, transistors, and everything. You learn a lot about electronics in general. So in any case, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.